Welcome to the Altura Academy. This is boot camp. We're going to go through the tracing success patterns. This is essentially a master class in persuasion, and this is the overview that goes through the different persuasion techniques and how the actual class will be organized. First of all, let me start out by saying you're already great at persuasion. We've all been doing persuasion our entire lives, ever since we were babies crying in the crib and needed to get our audience, our moms typically, get their attention by crying, show them that they need their sleep, and so do I, if I was a baby. Have them satisfy the situation by, feeding us, changing us, calming us down, whatever it might be. And then essentially giving them a visualization of what it will be like when we're both happy. So if she takes care of us, then she'll get the reward of an oxytocin hit and be able to go back to sleep. That's a persuasive pitch. You've been doing it ever since you were a baby. But you can get better. There's a real breakthrough possible here. In fact, by the time you get through with the persuasion class, you'll be able to double your ability, at least. Now, there's a lot of people that will tell you this isn't possible, but the reality is those naysayers have never been to the class. They don't understand the techniques, what they are, and how to use them in all different kinds of situations. And don't let that naysayer in your head talk to you either about why it won't work for you. It will work for you. In fact, it will work so well that we have to be careful to use these things only for persuasion and not for manipulation. It starts with analyzing something as simple as what behavioral science have been able to prove, which is just the mere use of the word because is enough to get people to act essentially as if you had given a very real because, and even if you give a fake because. Even though we all want to give real becauses when we're talking about asking someone to do something, the reality is that behavioral scientists have figured out there's a set of shortcuts to thinking. And these shortcuts are what actually cause the different principles of persuasion to work. So perceptual contrast, if we want you to think something is heavy, we first give you something light. If we want you to think something is light, we first give you something heavy. The order in which people are presented options influences which one they're going to choose. That's perceptual contrast. Reciprocity is that we like to give back to people who've given something to us. That's how the culture works. And so you can use this to persuade people to buy your product by first, for instance, giving them a free sample, or to invest in your charity by giving them $1, and then they'll turn around and give you a bigger gift in response. Another principle of persuasion is scarcity. We want things that we can't have or that are very difficult to attain. Beanie Babies, expensive cars, jeans that have been sold out. The marketers can actually change the situation by making having scarcity work in their advantage by limiting the quantity that they initially sell. Authority is another one. We tend to listen to people based upon the symbols of authority that they provide to us. So a policeman, we know what a policeman looks like, and we're much more likely to listen to him because of those, because he's the authority on traffic and not the other fellow standing here. We want to be consistent with our actions. So if we start out pledging allegiance to the flag and learn patriotism from a young age, then when it comes time to be recruited into the military, we're much more likely to say yes because we care about our country, and we want to stay consistent with what we've been doing throughout our whole life. And then social proof. We always look for the crowd, and where the crowd is, that's probably a sign of the best restaurant or maybe the best things on TV. So we tend to follow those crowds, and we want to leverage that when we're doing marketing or trying to persuade someone that this is the best by showing them how many people are already experiencing it. And then liking, we tend to say yes to people that we like. And so whether it's celebrities that have a high favorability rating, or it's people that have managed to convince us to work with them just because they are like us. They have similar hobbies, similar passions. And by expressing those similar passions, we tend to like them, and then we'll tend to say yes to them. So you can get a lot of this material online just in the do-it-yourself way, or you can come to the Altura Academy. We'd love to have you here and join. It's basically organized into these 3 tiers: $2,500 if you want 8 hours of one-on-one coaching and a smaller class size, or only $500 per month if you just need 1 hour of coaching per week and are willing to work in a larger class. There's a money-back guarantee. Typically, there's no money-back guarantee at the $500 level, but if you sign up after seeing this video and mention that during the process, then we'll give you a 100% money-back guarantee if you don't renew for the second month. I really appreciate you joining us and look forward to having you in the Altura Academy Bootcamp and learn how to trace success patterns. Thanks.